3, 2, 1. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're joining us today. Welcome to the EPIK AMA series. I am one of your co-hosts for today. My name is Gary Ma. I am the COO of EPIK. And joining me is...
Hey, I'm Darren Smith. I'm the VP of Product.
Great. Again, thanks for joining us, taking the time to learn a bit about what is going on at EPIK, behind the scenes, under the hood, above and beyond. Some of you may be first time joining us here or coming back, having joined us at other AMAs. So welcome back. Most of you are probably familiar with what EPIK does, so we won't spend too much time on that today. If everyone needs a refresher, feel free to join, take a look at some of our other AMA videos that we've recorded in the past. But so why don't we just dive right in? I think there's a lot to discuss, right? Today, Darren. So why don't you share the outline for today?
So what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to look at Lockr, which we recently launched our member beta. And some of the stuff we're going to talk about there is kind of a review of what Lockr is, for those of you who don't know. We're going to talk about some of the Prime NFTs that are related to Lockr and how you'll be able to redeem some prizes for having received those. We'll talk about the Lockr loot, which is what you'll get when you use Lockr. We'll also talk about kind of the difference between what it means to be a Lockr user versus an epicprime.com user versus an EPIK Prime member. So there's, I think some of the naming is there. We need to clarify for some of you. So we'll also talk about some of the successes we've seen from the member beta. Some questions that we've had from the people who participated. And then we'll talk a bit about what's next for Lockr. And then after doing that, we'll talk about what's in store for Q4 for EPIK. We'll take some Q&A. And we're going to give away some prizes like we usually do with these AMAs. So
we got a jam-packed session here like usual. Phenomenal. All right. Okay, so top of your list was Lockr, right?
Lockr, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody kind of, I wouldn't say everybody, but for those familiar with EPIK and kind of follow our socials, they know that that's been a major thing that's been going on for the past handful of weeks. And also leading up to that, it was a major initiative that we've had for a long while. So yeah, I mean, Darren, give us a quick lowdown.
So Lockr is our mobile app on iOS and Android that allows you to organize and showcase all of your digital items, whether they are the epicprime.com items or the things that you have in your wallet. We allow you to gather all those up and display them in a cool 3D environment called the Void. And Lockr is also a kind of our social network as well. So you can follow other users, view their voids, see all the cool stuff that other people have, as well as just searching for NFTs in general. We have a search that can capture any NFT that's out there. So it's a really exciting thing that we've been working on for quite a while. But at the beginning of September, we opened up access to this to our EPIK Prime members. For those of you who qualified, thank you for participating. We got a lot of great feedback from all of you. It's really wonderful. I mean, we're trying to make this as an app that we're building for you. So it's really important to get your feedback. What you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see in the future, and you've all done that, and we really appreciate some of the great stuff that you provided. One interesting thing we got some feedback on was the idea of maps. When you see this, you'll see that in the Void and among your items, we've mapped NFTs that are just images to cubes. Yeah, we really wanted to make things 3D because in the Void itself, it is a 3D environment. So we felt that maybe mapping it to something 3D would make it look nice. Some of you didn't quite like that, so we'll take that feedback and probably just make it an option to how you want to view it, either just as a flat image. You want to display it in your own void since it is customizable for you. So maybe making a flat image that you can see. Yes, go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, no, I'm wondering, we could actually maybe play the trailer for a quick sec so people can see it in action in case they were not part of the exclusive.
Yeah. Do you have the trailer, or do you want?
I do.
The trailer,
Okay, let me pull it up. Yeah.
Yeah, so while Gary's pulling that up too, there are some NFTs that are actually 3D objects, and if you do use Lockr, you can try to find that yourself. If you search for Nazarov, Nazarov, you can see some of the 3D NFTs that we've created with one of our partners. Yeah, so we really want the void to be kind of a 3D environment. Also, another suggestion was to be able to allow you to customize the placement of those items. And that certainly is something that's been on our roadmap. So there we go.
Let me know if the audio comes through. Actually, I'm just going to play it off our Twitter feed.
All right. Yeah, we're not getting the audio, but it looks good. So this is where the Lockr loot comes into play. You can edit your bio, select your avatar. Here's your void. This is actually the void of the, oh, that might have been Prime, maybe not.
Yeah, great. I mean, I just thought it'd be a good idea because actually, as we're talking about it, we had a sorry, I had to turn that off. It was still running on the Twitter feed in the background, the X feed. Yeah, I just thought it was a good idea to kind of like showcase it for a little bit because obviously we released it, but it was only available to exclusive EPIK Prime members. So maybe some of the general audience that's watching this video or joining us, they've never seen it in action or haven't seen it on our Twitters and so forth. So yeah, that's a little bit of obviously a sizzle reel that you can see on our Twitter account to see some visuals of it. And that way you kind of know what Darren's referring to as well when you're talking about like the void. You can pull it up too if you got a different video that you can walk us through your updates there regarding Lockr.
Okay, so oh, I can't. It says post disabled share screen. It's okay. Yeah, well, we can come back to it. It's okay.
Sure.
I think that video covered pretty much the visual aspects that we wanted to create. So I think one of the things, Gary, can you pull up the epicprime.com marketplace so we can look at some of the items that the participants can see. So as part of when you onboard on Lockr, you get the choice that was in that video where you can pick one of a key, and that key unlocks a treasure box that gives you Lockr loot. So right now, the Lockr, there's 3 pieces of Lockr loot. It depends on which key you select or which one you're going to get. One of them is Genesis Doja Cat. Another is Genesis Stormtrooper. The other is Genesis Binance. And maybe Gary can talk about some of the rewards that are associated with that after you get those items in your account.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll just share kind of what led us to this point as well, right? One of the things we've always been trying to do is broaden and bring Web3 to more accessible, right? Kind of bridging Web2 to Web3, newer audiences, mainstream audiences, and those types of things. Obviously, we work heavily with IP and partners and brands, quite heavily exposed to that. So, I mean, as we're walking through, envisioning that a product like a mobile application which is so accessible and so relevant to society, and everybody has one. To have a product like Lockr, what that would mean, and then if you are a user that isn't so Web3 savvy, that isn't so NFT savvy, let's just say, and you're interacting with this for whatever means, a friend introduced it to you to Lockr, but you may or may not have any other NFTs that you've ever owned. So obviously, as a mobile app that is in one instance a showcase and a home for your digital goods, and you don't really have any, we thought, okay, well, how can we just get people onboarded and reward them with something to so they can experience part of what the Lockr experience would be if you own digital collectibles, and you can show them in your void and feature them. But of course, we take that one step further and take a look at all of our breadth of partners and how we can start introducing reward mechanics and benefits for people that use our products, and also help promote things for our brands and clients and projects that we're working on. So this is a perfect example of that. For those that have followed kind of EPIK for a while, we had a game collaboration with Doja Cat that was happening for the past year. So we want to showcase that people that get this, choose the Lockr loot for the gamer key, they'll get a DLC, complimentary when they pick up a when they get this Lockr loot NFT as an example. Stormtrooper, this is another great IP that we have a lot in store for, with some big announcements coming up. So the reward value for this is just going to be something that is relevant to some projects that are happening, that are dropping in the near and mid future. So just stay tuned for the news on that. And of course, Binance is an interesting one, because all of our Lockr loot and also all of our Prime NFTs are on BNB chain. So they're, a big collaborator for us in terms of, blockchain and so forth. So, we thought it'd be relevant to introduce some type of reward value for Binance related stuff. So that's that. And what you'll find over time is, these will change, they'll update with new things that are happening all the time. So new people, when they're coming through to Lockr and experience them, they're always going to get something nice and interesting and relevant to their interests, whether they're really into entertainment IP or gaming, or they're a super crypto type of person. So yeah, Lockr loot.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I wanted to touch for one moment on the difference between Lockr, what a Lockr member is, a Lockr user, EPIKprime.com membership. So there's just to clear up any confusion there. Everybody who is an EPIKprime.com member can log into Lockr with the same credentials, or however they log in to EPIKprime.com. So if you use Google login to log into EPIKprime.com, use Google login to log into Lockr as well. That way, we pull all of the stuff that you've collected in your EPIKprime.com account into your Lockr account. The opposite is true too. So if you don't have an EPIKprime.com membership or a username, if you just use Lockr, we will create an EPIKprime.com user for you. So in that case, if you log in to Lockr with Google login, or with Google, when you log into EPIKprime.com with Google, you'll get all the Lockr loot that you just received as part of completing the onboarding in Lockr in your EPIKprime.com account. There's another level of things that probably many of you out there have already achieved, but it's EPIK Prime membership. So there's two levels of membership, EPIK Prime and EPIK Prime Plus. The way you get an EPIK Prime membership is by staking EPIK. And if you want to learn more about that, you can visit our website to learn all about staking. So that means taking a number of EPIK tokens, putting kind of locking it up. You earn rewards while you have that EPIK locked up. But the biggest reward you have is EPIK Prime membership, which kind of comes with its own benefits. So hopefully that clears that up. So like I said, we had an open for the EPIK Prime members out there. They had early access to seeing Lockr, and we had our open beta with the members, and that wrapped up. And we are going to reward the people who participated with some primes. So Gary can probably pull back up the screen there to show the primes that we have. So for everybody who participated, they are going to get Prime number 1.
Right
It's just
here.
it's right there. That's the one you want to get. If you submitted a bug report or provided feedback on feature requests, you'll either get Prime number 2 or Prime number 3, depending on the kind of the level of impact that your feedback provided. So we will be distributing those to participants in the next couple of days. So please look forward to that from us. So
Well,
thank you all for
Oh,
that.
yeah, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so in case you didn't hear, because I was speaking there, Darren was just saying, whoever received these Prime 1, 2, or 3 rewards, we'll get them distributed over the weekend. So look out for that. But I was just going to add on, because we were talking about Lockr Loot. Those are NFTs, and these are primes, and these are NFTs. So I thought it'd also be good to kind of differentiate and reshare exactly what primes and prime NFTs are. Effectively, Prime NFTs is like the sister component to our EPIK token utility token, right? Being a part of EPIK Prime as a membership rewards program, you do so by owning EPIK tokens, staking them, reaching certain level of statuses, and so forth. The primes are a great way for us to build an entire community, and also looking at treating them like badges. A lot of you play games, you're kind of familiar with like leveling up and achieving things through activities and so forth. So we all of our prime entire prime collection is based around that. So as you can imagine, people that are using Lockr that participate in this EPIK Prime member only beta, they earned this Prime number 1 badge. Every single prime also comes with built-in rewards. Sometimes it could be EPIK token rewards. Sometimes in the future or otherwise, they could also be very exclusive other types of perks and incentives. So primes are really interesting that way. So we can embed really unique and cool rewards per prime. So as you go through products and services within the entire EPIK ecosystem, whether it be through Lockr or using our marketplace or doing collaborations in some of our partner games and activities, or participating in metaverse experiences, or even in person in real life events, such as this AMA, which we give Prime NFTs for as well. You start to earn and accumulate all these Prime NFTs, and not only do you get the native benefits and rewards for each one of those Prime NFTs, over time, what you'll see is we can start identifying people that are really involved in EPIK and have achieved a lot of status, built up a lot of primes or participated in so many different things, and we can start super rewarding those individuals. So with Lockr, Prime number 1 is a gift for everyone that participated in this member exclusive beta, and you earn that, and you get the reward with that. Prime number 2 and number 3, like Darren suggests, there is 2 different levels towards giving feedback towards our community incentives program. So that's that. So yeah, a bit of a refresher there on Prime NFTs, and they are separate than Lockr Loot. Lockr Loot are specific to like those treasure boxes within the Lockr app itself that people get for journeying through and playing with Lockr there.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Gary. So now that our member beta has closed, we have actually opened this up for everyone to participate. So we're now in the open beta phase. So if you want to participate, you want to check out Lockr, please visit epicprime.com/Lockr, Lockr. From there, you can see the links to get it in test flight on iOS and from Google Play for Android. So look forward to having you all check that out and giving feedback as well, so we'll incorporate your feedback into our next builds. So kind of just what's next for Lockr is really this phase of the beta test, and as well as planning to take all of your feedback and incorporating it into new features. We will be expanding this quite a bit in the future, so stay tuned for that. We're definitely focused on making this the best mobile app that we can.
Yeah, this is just step one out of a long road ahead, and what will eventually be an amazing, it's already an amazing product, but even more so. And it'll continually also be very increasingly relevant in the Web3 space, in the features and capabilities that we envision it to have. So more to come as those continue to roll out. So we hope you enjoy where it's at right now. For the most part, it's like your Instagram of, all your digital stuff right now, for now. And you can on the go with you, share with your friends when you're out that may or may not be into Web3. You'd be like, oh, check out this, crazy PFP, or this Top Shots, or this like insane NFT that I picked up. And it'll be really cool to kind of just like broaden that conversation to people that are not so, crypto native, and bring it more mainstream. So yeah, we hope you enjoy.
All right. You want to switch over to the Q4 updates?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so Q4. Gosh, it's October already, right? I mean,
it's hard to believe.
So one of our big focuses for Q4 is in regards to the EPIK Prime Rewards program, actually. So it's going to open up what we have planned for it, that we're going to be introducing over this, a handful of weeks is enhancing that program, and it's going to really open up massive utility for the EPIK token. So with the enhancements that are coming out this quarter, it will effectively like elevate the value proposition for EPIK and EPIK Prime and Prime Plus members, like the tiers itself. What we've effectively done is we've acquired a massive library of vendor partners that offer, in the first instance, simple cash vouchers that can be used when you buy stuff at their stores. Very simple concept. We're all pretty familiar. Promo codes, cash vouchers, gives you special savings when you're at, buying stuff at these stores and so forth. Now, what we're going to enable to do is as a benefit of being a EPIK Prime member, you would get access to this entire catalog. So we're talking about like thousands of shops around the world, including fashion like Adidas or Sephora for cosmetics and things like that, all the way to gaming, obviously, like Garena and Razer. So a lot of different categories, a lot of different stuff that piques your interest that you can benefit from. So, and not only that, you would get these access to these cash vouchers potentially at a discounted price. So that's pretty amazing, right? So for EPIK Prime members, you'll have more opportunity to realize real value, which is the money you save just by being a member, in addition to the money you make from staking from the APY that we offer, and of course the token appreciation in EPIK itself for the EPIK that you own that you're staking to become a member. So it's effectively a triple win. I think that's high level what you guys can expect from that. So there will be lots to unveil in our next AMA with this, along with the strategic partnerships for it and the related NFT products attached to it as well. So that is going to be one of the core focuses for Q4. So you expect a lot of news on that. Next quarter, we'll also be busy with a lot of other things, some of which we can't say much details until official announcements, but we might be announcing a project related to Bored Apes that might get to be announced around Ape Fest in Hong Kong. So that's right around the corner. I don't know who's going to be there. Some of our team will probably be there as well. So, but we might have some announcements in and around that time. Next week or so, you'll also see an announcement for a project that we're working on and collaborating with the Sandbox coming up in Q4. We also have some brand metaverse activations coming online near the holiday season. So we'll share those as well. So those will be fun that you guys can all interact with. That announcement will happen in later November. Speaking of metaverses, we're also producing a couple different ones, metaverse experience as well. One of them will be relating to like New York Stock Exchange public listing, which is very, very exciting because it'll be like the first Web3 experience of its kind for any going public listing company. So that'll be a good one. And last but not least is we are anticipating the announcing of a major game initiative with a leading social network platform. For some of you that joined us before, you know that we've been talking about this for a little bit. It's going to be huge. Again, bringing something to the table to the industry, like the industry of like music and gaming industry that has never been experienced before. So that'll be super cool. The reason why it hasn't been announced as of yet is actually because of the kind of partner side of it, like the social network platform. But more things are looking hopeful that it's something that's going to be announced this coming quarter and be available as well. So yeah, so lots and lots of stuff coming up for Q4. I don't know how that maps directly on our roadmap that we've had shared on our blog that you can find on Medium. But obviously, we've been talking about the gaming stuff and all the metaverse rollouts and activations for a while. So those continue to be executed, and we've been building this entire time. 2023 has kind of been a ghost era for a lot of people that's been hanging out, and we applaud you if you're still here in crypto, is what they say on crypto Twitter. For everyone that's still around, you've earned your scar, earned your notches there for that. But yeah, it's been really good for us. It's given us a lot of opportunity to really like dive into a lot of the products and things that we've been really been focusing on without a lot of the chatter that's out there. When things are, it's euphoria everywhere. So yeah, we've been shipping, we've been building, and that's only going to pick up. So yeah, Q4 is going to be great, and 2024 is going to be amazing. So yeah, join us for the next AMA as well, and we'll keep sharing these. Sometimes we'll go into like details like we did with Lockr, which we think is a great opportunity to kind of like answer questions or like deep dive into some things, and other ones will just kind of give you a flavor of what's happening. So there you go.
I was just thinking about the number of scars we had over 5 years.
Yeah, for those that don't know, like EPIK has been around since like late 17, early 18, right? And obviously 2018 had its like bear cycle, and we survived that and came through that, and then went through the bull after that, and then now we're going through round 2. So yeah, we've seen it all, so to speak. Been around for a little bit. Well, it's an AMA, Darren, so I guess we should attack some of these questions.
All right.
Thank you very much, everybody. So there's some very thoughtful questions and feedback we've been getting all over the board. Not just for this AMA specifically, but in general, with the Lockr feedback and everything else. It's absolutely wonderful. We have the best community. People are like super engaged and like really care about like the products that we're shipping. So that means a lot to us. I think, Darren, did you mention earlier about kind of like where they submit or how they submit? And I was gonna also point out for the audience here that if you ever need to reach us as well, it's very, very easy. Like right. there's like a help button on epicprime.com. It's like bottom right corner. You can just tap that, and
yeah, I'll just mention a little bit about that. It's you can submit. You can either search our database of questions and answers, FAQs there, or if you don't find an answer from there, you can submit a ticket to us, including a screenshot if you need to, if you're running into troubles. So yeah, please do use that if you have feedback. We're looking at that all the time, so we'll be responsive best through there. So please, cool. If you have any help, go there.
Wonderful. So we've been always trying to like restrict, like keep these AMAs to around the 30-minute mark, because everyone's busy. We want to hold you here all day and all night. So we got a couple more minutes. We'll bleed over. So we'll answer as many questions as we can, and then just try to keep it short and sweet for everybody, and respect your time there. So yeah, some good stuff here. Some interesting questions. One of them that jumped out to me was like, is EPIK Prime inflationary or deflationary? And it's a really good question. So EPIK token is deflationary, in that more tokens will be staked and pulled out of circulation. So that's that. Like that's the entire mechanism right there. So it's entirely deflationary, which is great because that puts upward price pressure, which we all love. Also, on the same vein, the value of goods, i.e. the utility value that you get from the token, is also increasing. So things like the value of the rewards you can get from being an EPIK Prime member. So therefore, if you can get more value for the same unit of EPIK, that's deflationary. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, I can just, one of the other ones I saw here from related to Lockr. Somebody asked, what does the beta release of the Lockr app represent? And really, is this like how close is it to what the final app is going to be? And I'd have to say, there is no final app. This is an ever evolving product for us. So right now, what you see is where we are to build the platform. To get your, we're getting your feedback on, what you like, what you don't like about it. We're going to build it for you. We also, obviously we have a vision for how we want this to evolve into the future too. So it's hard to put a number on where it is in terms of a 1.0. We're very close to a 1.0 right now. So yeah, just if you give us more feedback, we'll build the features that you want into this. We'll look forward to an exciting future for this version 10.0 sometime in the future.
For those that don't know or are new to joining us, Darren has been in gaming for decades. He's with the Nintendo for like 20 years and pretty much oversaw a ton of different product, shipping different product over there, all the good stuff So this kind of makes me think, like perfection is an infinite pursuit, right? Like it never ends.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
Yeah, that's cool. Can you explain how? Here's an interesting one. Do you have any plans to use so-called multi-asset NFTs to make your NFTs usable across numerous environments? We kind of have multi-asset NFTs right now. Like the majority of our NFTs come with a video and image file, right? So it's multi-asset. We've also in some instances embedded IP license certificates into the NFT as well. So for obvious reasons, right? For authenticity and for terms and conditions, etc. So that was really functional for us to do that. In terms of usable across multi-environment, this is an ongoing thing, but in short, yes, all NFTs can and should be open to the decentralized web, right? I mean, that's the whole, promise that we're all here for too, is right? A thing that we all aspire and believe to, right? So, however, the utility within the different environments may be dependent upon that environment recognizing the NFT and using them in a manner that they want to. So, so multi-asset, yes, it's pretty straightforward nowadays, and all of our NFTs effectively are. And usability across other environments, yes, but the caveat there is it is dependent upon that environment to support it in whatever fashion that we're hoping to do. So.
Yeah, thinking about that, as I mentioned earlier, we have some 3D NFTs among our collections. Most particular, yeah. So like the Nazaroff dress, and if you do go into Lockr, try searching for Nazaroff, you can see some of the 3D items there. But right now, so those are made in the GLB format. So if another app wants to use that, or they see that a user is holding that, they need to be able to support the GLB format. But that, there is no kind of restriction on the number of assets that you can add to an NFT. But it is sort of the issue of compatibility. So the other game or metaverse or whatever just needs to be able to support the format that's within that NFT.
And for anyone that was in the Hoops metaverse that we launched for the NBA Finals this year in 2023, we had custom made Hoops jerseys that were the same format, like 3D, like wearable, NFT wearables that were available for your avatar inside our metaverse. They were beautiful. People loved them. And, at some point in the future, we can envision, those jerseys, limited editions of them being available for real streetwear. So yeah, it's that form factor works really, really well for clothing, especially. So there's another question that's kind of related to that. Like, can you explain how Lockr, Epicverse, and Prime memberships come together? So, Epicverse, Hoops, that's all kind of under our Epicverse brand, which is like metaverse stuff that we do. But hopefully kind of like listening through our conversations, you can kind of see how everything is one giant ecosystem. And we got a couple of different pillars of products that are, large pillars, right? Like we have our mobile application, which is Lockr. We have our metaverses, immersive experiences, which is everything under the Epicverse brand. And then the Prime membership, which permeates it all, right? As we've seen with the Prime NFTs and the rewards that we're offering people, those are relevant to all the experiences that we do, to all the collaborations and partners that we bring, that we do stuff with, our own products like Lockr, our marketplaces, activities we're doing online and offline that I mentioned earlier. This AMA as another perfect example. So the Prime membership is just, it's the most robust like Web3 rewards program in existence, and it's going to continue to be. We're adding so much value to that over time, and because we have such a large ecosystem on our own, that gives us a huge playing field to just integrate our rewards program amongst our own proprietary products, but as well as like collaborations that we do with so many different communities. So that's how it all kind of weaves together. We're just one Web3 ecosystem, and all of those big pieces are really important components to it all. How about one more? You see anything exciting there, Darren? I said 10%. Okay, well, I mean, if you have anything, we can we'll fire them up, or we'll save them for the next time, I guess.
Yeah.
For parting thoughts, Darren, anything you want to leave us?
No. Yeah. So yeah, please. Now that we've opened up Lockr to everybody, please take a look at it if you haven't already. We have a mechanism for providing feedback that you'll be able to see on the Lockr, epicprime.com/Lockr. We have a site set up where you can submit bug reports or feature requests. So please, we look forward to seeing all your great feedback there. So thank you in advance.
Oh, and for the AMA rewards, we'll drop a link here in the description here so that people they follow the link, and basically it flags you as a participant. You'll earn a Prime NFT related to that. Then we also usually select a handful of winners randomly that contribute to the questions, or that we're resharing our content online on Twitter, etc. That's something we've added. So if you're really active on social, that's another way to kind of get our attention related to this and potentially earn a Prime NFT. So yeah, thank you for that. The next AMA will probably be sometime in November before the holiday season kickoffs, and we'll update where we're at on some of the things that we shared with you today. So until then, leave us your comments, interests, feedbacks. You can find us on socials and in Telegram, and of course, off our website if you need to reach us for anything. So until then.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.